Congratulations on being enrolled in Superior Edge. My name is Stephanie and I'm one of the Superior Edge student coordinators. Now that you've attended an orientation, you're ready to start logging your hours. Here's how you get started. First, you need to log into the system. There are two ways that you can do this. You can go to MyNMU and type in your username and password. Click on the Student Services tab. There should be a box on the right about halfway down the page that says Superior Edge. Click on this link and it will take you into our logging system. The second way to log into the system is by clicking on the link above this video. Since we're already on this page, we'll log in using this link. The first time that you log into the system, a media release will pop up. Whether you say yes or no to this release is completely up to you and won't affect your participation in Superior Edge in any way. Just read through the description and instructions on the screen and choose yes or no. After you've done this, look through the rest of the information on your page and make sure that everything is correct and up to date. Pay special attention to the graduation date so that we can help you manage your time so you can complete the edges that you want to before you graduate. When you're ready to log, the first thing that you should notice is the green bar along the top of the screen that has all of the edges listed. As an example, I'll be using the Citizenship Edge, so bring your mouse up to the green bar and scroll over Citizenship Edge. First, we're going to take a look at the Edge overview, so click on this link in the drop-down menu. The top section is there to remind you what the outcomes are for this particular edge. You need to meet each outcome at least once before you can complete the entire edge. The second section lists all of the requirements for this edge. You can refer back to this if you forget what they are or if you want to make sure that you've met all of them. The final section gives you some examples of activities that would count for this edge. If you're looking for ideas or just want to double check to make sure that your activity would count, you can refer to the examples to see if it would fit. There is an overview section like this for each edge that you can look at if you need any of this information. When you're ready to actually log an activity, go back up to the green bar on the top of the screen. Again, we'll use the Citizenship Edge as an example, so scroll over it and when the drop-down menu pops up, click on Log Sheet. Then click on the Add New Log button. A simple form will pop up that you will need to fill out. As an example of something that will count for this edge, we'll use Make a Difference Day as our activity. Type your activity name into the first box. When you type in your sponsor name, make sure that you're using the name of an actual person, not the name of a group or organization. This person must be someone that can verify that you participated in this activity. For example, if you participated in Make a Difference Day with your RA or with a friend, type their name into the box and provide either their phone number, email address, or both if you can. The begin and end dates come next. This is just a drop-down menu. If it's just a one-day activity, you don't need to pick an end date. If it's an ongoing activity, there are two different ways that you can log it. For example, if you're the president of your student organization and you have a meeting each week, your first option is to wait and log all of your meeting hours at the end of the semester. Your other option is to write up a log after your first meeting and then edit the number of hours logged for that activity each time that you have a meeting or every few weeks. And you can change the reflection a little bit if you choose to. If you do this, your reflection should be an overall reflection of the entire activity. Please don't just talk about what you did at each meeting, but reflect on what you learned overall. The next box is pretty self-explanatory. Simply type in the number of hours that you spent participating in the activity. You need to make sure that you're only entering hours in half-hour increments and then select the outcomes that you believe you met through this activity. The outcomes are designated by letters at the top of each page. You can choose as many as you want for each log, but you need to make sure that you always select at least one. Also, by the time that you've completed your 100 hours, you need to go back and make sure that you've selected each outcome at least once. Below that is a drop-down menu that lists all of the registered student organizations on campus. If you would like your organization to get credit for your hours, please select it from the list. We occasionally keep track of hours for various competitions, so recording your hours under your student organization could help your organization win. The most important part of the log is the reflection. There are a few things that we're looking for when we read the reflections that you write. First, we want to make sure that the activity that you logged actually fits under that edge. Make sure that you explain what the activity was and what your role was in the activity, especially if it's an activity that we might not be familiar with. Then discuss how you met the outcomes that you chose. If you pick the outcome that says that you developed an empathy and concern for others, Make sure that you talk about how you developed an empathy and concern for others. What did you learn from the activity? How are you going to be able to apply this new knowledge in the future? It doesn't have to be incredibly long. We just want to make sure that the activity counts for that edge and that you gain something from the experience. Once you've double-checked to make sure that all of this information is complete, click on Save New Log. This will take you back to your log page. Your new log should now show up on this page. Under the status area, your log should say New. As soon as one of our staff members takes a look at it, we will change the status. If it says Approved, that means that your log looks good and you don't need to change anything about it. If the status says Requires Changes, there will be a note from us under your reflection that lets you know what you need to change in order to get your log approved. It might be something as simple as telling you that you forgot to include contact info for your sponsor, or we may need you to add a more thorough description to your reflection box. All you have to do is click Edit and make the necessary changes. We'll review it and approve it if you've corrected it. Every time you complete an activity, you can enter a new log by following the same steps. Now that we've gone over how to log, you're ready to get started. As always, feel free to contact the office with any questions that you might have, and happy logging!